Grab him by the pussy.
Surprise, motherfucker.
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 Hi,
Grab him by the pussy.
it's Don't Be a Douchebag, episode 18. I've been out for a while. I was sick for a little bit, so my voice is probably still going to sound like shit, but it's been a while, so I got to get back to it. So we'll start off with the story. While I was writing this episode, I was laying in my bed, about to watch some HBO, some Vice Principals. A great show, by the way, on HBO. And my wife came in and she's like, "Hey, what are you working on?" And she leaned over to my laptop to see this week's episode. John Kelly is a spineless fuck. That's what she saw. That's the beginning, and then it just poured out of me naturally. So, John Kelly. Trump, in another amazing act of presidency, called a grieving widow to express his condolences and reassure that widow of a deceased soldier that everything would be okay. Just kidding. He said that guy knew what he was getting into and he knew what he was signing up for. That's what he said to a grieving widow. This caused a media shitstorm led by Florida Rep. Frederica Wilson, who was in the limo with the grieving family taking a dead soldier to be buried. Trump, who was fucking emotionally retarded, said those things on speakerphone, and the whole entire family witnessed it. The media skewered Trump over this, needless to say, and they should have. He's a fucking heartless shipwreck. He's proved it once again. So to make matters even worse, John Kelly, the newly appointed chief of staff, held a press briefing to defend his boss. Before we get into that, here's some interesting facts about John Kelly. He is a Gold Star father. His son died in combat. He's a retired Marine general, and his other surviving son is currently deployed in Afghanistan. So this guy knows what loss is. This guy's a military man. And knowing all this, I did have some hope that he would come out in this press briefing and prove that he was not just another fucking douchebag, white supremacist lackey of Trump. But it turns out he's just Bannon Jr., a racist fucking lunatic in the White House. Another one. Trump used John Kelly's dead son for political gains, and John Kelly couldn't even have the balls to stand up to that. Instead, he spent his time bashing Representative Wilson and the grieving family and talking about how that call should have been private and sacred and not used against our President Trump. He could have went out and said, "My boss has no concept of basic human emotion," and tried, but failed miserably. Nope, just another fucking Trumpanzee. I had hope with Kelly, I really did. I thought that, Marine General would go into the White House and instill some discipline and order. But it just goes to prove that he's just another fucking right-wing bully. And Trump used your dead son to make himself look good, and you wouldn't even stand up to that. John Kelly, you are a spineless fuck. Moving on to a lighter topic, guns. First off, obviously I'm left-leaning in my thought process, in my values, but I'm also a gun lover. It's one of the very few things that I have in common with those awesome douchebag right-wingers. I own 4 guns. I keep them in a safe, to which the only 2 adults in the house, yes, I do consider myself an adult, know the combination of that safe. My kids do not have access. No one else has access except for me and my wife. So they're safely kept. I'm also a staunch supporter of concealed carry. I think responsible U.S. citizens who have not been arrested for violent crimes should be able to carry a concealed weapon and use it to protect themselves if need be. With that out of the way, we got a fucking problem, folks. As of October 2017, we've had 50,000 gun-related violent crimes happen. In direct comparison, which seems a little odd, we've only had 6 terrorist attacks. 6, okay? 50,000 gun violence, 6 terrorist attacks. Oh, it gets better, kiddies. What you should be more afraid of? Muslims! Those fucking terrorist Muslims have slowly taken over our country, according to Breitbart and Bannon and Ann Coulter and other right-wing darlings. That is what we should be scared of, Muslims, not 50,000 gun attacks. No, we shouldn't be afraid of that. Here's an interesting fact. The last terrorist attack was in Las Vegas, where a rich white guy killed and shot at a bunch of people. He was the Fox News demographic, a 50-something white rich douchebag. Went out and committed a terrorist act. So now that it wasn't a Muslim, who did it, who went out and shot those people? It was a crazy white guy, not a Muslim. So what does Fox News and all the other right-wing corporations do? Deny and deflect and blame Obama. Somehow that was Obama's fault. They argued that the bump stock, which makes a semi-automatic fire faster, was an Obama-era rule. So it's his fault. We shouldn't talk about it because it's too soon. Right. And wait, this goes against what we have been preaching from day one. Rich white guys don't go out and massacre hundreds of people. Muslims do. This is so strange. Well, I hate to burst your bubble. White people have killed more Americans in terrorist attacks than Muslims have this year. That's a fact, shipwrecks. Look it up. Vegas, for one, and the shooting of the... I can't quite remember his name, but the Republican senator that was shot at the baseball game. Another crazy white guy, not a Muslim. So, the common sense approach here. Common sense, what's the fix? Logic would argument, or the left logic argument, obviously. This debate is fueled by emotion. There's no more facts left in the gun control debate. We're just too emotional to even talk about it. The right says one single right taken away will lead to the government taking away all of our guns. So we can't even talk about restrictions because then we're just talking about taking all your guns away, right? And the left is like, hey, what the fuck, guys? When is enough enough? I think enough is enough a long fucking time ago, but we're still going. So the common sense approach. If you have a diagnosed mental health problem, no guns for you. If you beat your kids or your spouse or other people, no guns for you. If you want to buy a gun, you have to prove that you are without felonies and you're a U.S. citizen. If you have a criminal record, no guns for you. If you're on a terrorist watch list, no guns for you. Do you get where I'm going with this? Okay. So who does that leave? That relieves responsible people who make educated choices and will protect themselves and others from attack if necessary, and only if necessary. I have fired weapons at Iraqi forces, and they have fired back on me. I'm a rarity with the gun owner culture because I realized the permanence of firing a gun at another human being. Once you shoot, you can never take it back. With all of that, I believe that anyone who owns a gun should be mandated to take a gun safety course and be licensed to carry. In the Army, you have to be 18 with no criminal record and a clean bill of health to join. They don't want crazy people running around with guns. On a military post in the Army, the only people that are allowed to carry weapons are the police at all times. To get access to your firearm that's issued to you, you check it out of a very large safe, and someone signs that weapon out to you. And it is meticulously tracked until it returns back to the safe. When you're in the Army and you go to Iraq for a deployment, when you fly back, you take all your weapons and all your bullets and everything else, and you check them in. Once again, they don't want crazy white people with a bunch of guns, especially when they're coming back from Iraq. So think about that. The military has very strict regulations on firearms. A job and profession that revolves around weapons and killing people has more rules than for a civilian that can just walk into Walmart and buy a fucking gun, no matter who or what they are. So, if you are deemed mentally unfit, then you can't even shoot weapons in the Army. But in the good old US of A, all you gotta do is be 18. And then go down to Walmart and buy yourself a rifle. So go to combat and die for your country. There are very specific guidelines before you can shoot a weapon. Or you could not join the military and pretend to be a badass and threaten to kill all the Muslims. Yeah. So the other big problem here with guns is the fucking NRA. The NRA is a branch of the alt-right Republicans and the cause of most loose and fucked up gun regulations. Unfortunately, you don't have to go very far to see their far-reaching agenda. You'll see stickers on someone's truck next to, the NRA stickers next to the Confederate flag sticker, which is next to the "Oh Bummer" sticker, and then next to the "Don't Try on Me" sticker, next to the "Jesus Loves You" sticker, that's next to the family sticker of 7 kids who are all on government subsidies because your shit minimum wage job isn't quite cutting it. Fuck the government unless they're giving me food stamps, right? Anyways, the NRA is the National Rifle Association. They are a group of lobbyists for gun rights. If you're a Christ-loving, red-blooded, gun-toting American, then the NRA is for you. If you want all Muslims and Mexicans to be killed by white people, the NRA is for you. They have become increasingly far-right as time has progressed and are a huge political force. They have helped and funded senators that are gun-friendly, and they have made the Second Amendment a religion not to be fucked with. If you do fuck with it, you're a commie snowflake libtard if you bring up any gun control ideas. The NRA has spent millions to keep guns easily accessible to anyone. They've gotten so powerful in politics that government officials pander to them and they're afraid to stray away. Like abortion, unfortunately, has become a Republican staple. Don't kill babies. Unless you're using a gun, then it's okay. In summary, we need to do something. Anything. But, unfortunately, let's go back to status quo and, an hour and a half later, a new news story pops up. So, fuck it. Why do anything? Right? At this point, it's already fucking too late. I've seen firsthand what guns do and can honestly say that we need to control what's going on. It's fucking crazy, and it gets worse every year. What can you do? Learn about guns. Learn how they work. Learn about the laws that are in place, federal, state, city laws. Look at the countries that have banned guns and see what these stats are there. Look at war. The whole thing is built around guns. Then most important of all, don't be a fucking douchebag. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to share with your like-minded friends, or if you just want to piss off your racist grandpa. You can find episodes on iTunes under podcasts. Search Don't Be a Douchebag. You can also find me on Podbean at www.don'tbeadouchebag.podbean.com and also on YouTube. Search Don't Be a Douchebag. Thanks again, and until next time, don't be a douchebag.